Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I shall show you an accessory, and I do consider it an accessory because in most cases for an average flyer you're not gonna need this, but if you are a flyer of drones like myself who flies frequently, you may need this. So I'm gonna show you an accessory that you may need if you have a DJI FPV. And of course, I am talking about an extra battery for the goggles. Believe it or not, I had to order one and I just got it, just now came in, because see, I got two now. Because I found myself in the situation where I was freaking out. One drawback of flying in a simulator, and you never really look at the charge of this battery. But one drawback of flying in a simulator, DJI simulator, it doesn't show the battery charge of the goggles. It shows you everything else, but I don't think it shows you the battery charge of the goggles. At least if it does, I didn't pay attention to it. So as I was flying, not in simulator, in real life, so IRL, I took a look at the battery, and this is like what happened was I woke up in the morning. It was very early. Everybody else around me was asleep. So and when I mean everybody else, I'm gonna sneeze right now. My neighbors. I didn't want to wake anybody up by being too loud. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze and I'm gonna continue. Yeah, that was epic. And I didn't want to be too loud by like making coffee or anything else, because I'm sure they would hear me. I'm sure I would wake them up. So I decided to just throw on the goggles. It's very easy. I mean, I got my drone like very accessible. So I just basically take the goggles, throw them on, and within like minutes, I'm ready to go. All you need is your remote, your goggles, and your phone or a tablet if you fly with a tablet. Okay. And yeah, if you're gonna use goggles, get one of these, the shades for the goggles. It's again an extra accessory. Yeah, let's talk about this. So this thing is a necessity because you can get burnout spots on the goggles if you leave them out in the sun. So don't do it. Just get a shade like this. It installs very easy. Let me show you. Like this. And that's how it looks. So it covers up the screens. Another very useful accessory. So yeah, I was flying in a sim, and then the weather was nice, and I threw the battery, the drone battery, in the charger. I charged it up, did not even think about this, and started flying. And 3 minutes into my flight, I decided, like, my eyes glanced down at the charge levels of the drone battery, of the remote battery, of the goggles battery, and this battery was down to 30%. Now, of course, I did not panic that much, but I'm like, man, if I would have charged all three batteries for the drone, I wouldn't be able to fly that for that long because the goggles would be discharged. So I decided to get one more. So this way I'm gonna have two now. And since we're talking about these batteries, I'm gonna show you this thing right here. This is a battery housing for the DJI. This thing costs like 10 bucks. I'm very grateful that the guy I bought this from, the kit, like the whole DJI FPV setup, he was very thorough because he really wanted to have a full kit, have all of the accessories possible. So he got one of these. Now, what is this? Well, you throw the battery in here like so. It's very secure in there. So then when you have your goggles, this goes on the back strap of this DJI strap for the goggles. So, see, remove that. So when you put the goggles on, you don't have to worry about where your battery is at, where to put it, because I usually never have any pockets, at least available pockets. It's hanging back here. It's very easy to access, to turn it on, turn it off, and very simple. So yeah, that's another good accessory to have. So far we have what? 3 accessories. Extra battery for the goggles, which actually like I got it with the extra power cord. So in case like your power cord may go bad, you'll have an extra one. The shade for the goggles, which I don't leave my goggles laying around without this on. Let's see what other. Oh, I'm gonna show you this. I freaked out when I saw how much this was. This is, well, basically it's called a condom for the battery. So you take the battery and you have these, I guess they're called legs, right here where your drone lands. And so you don't wear them out when you land your drone constantly, like up and down and up and down. You put this on. It's like a little silicone shield. And I think they do call it battery condom. Well, at least the pilots do. And this is how your battery looks like. Very convenient, very easy to use. You still have your power buttons. You have the window for the power indicator. So that's a very good accessory to have. Again, I don't fly without it. And what else? Well, I guess I'll show you this. So if you're gonna fly with the remote, which I will only fly with the remote when I'm gonna attempt to try the full manual mode. Other than that, I bought the DJI FPV for the FPV experience. This gives you a better and a smoother FPV experience than the remote does, unless you're in full manual. If I want to fly with the remote, I can fly any of my other drones, but this I will only use for full manual. So as I said, I'm probably gonna order a new set of sticks, a better one, and I'm gonna do so the left stick remains in the down position. You just basically take this off. I'm gonna do a separate video on this. Take this off, tighten the screws, and you're good to go. Probably like the greatest thing on this remote that they did is this little bib right here, for the for one of these. I've never had it happen to me before, but it is possible to drop your remote while you're flying. The future of possible. I got this from another pilot. So basically like this. See? And your remote is always, you can drop it. It's gonna drop, it's fine. It's not really that necessary, but it's a good accessory to have. It's like $10 to get one of these things. Another thing for the remote that this guy had, cell phone mount. DJI FPV. You don't have to fly it with a mobile phone. You really don't, but you can, and it can be like a second screen. If you want to record the screen, it's very easy. So here's how it's done. You take this, you take the cell phone mount, it links right here, locks, then it locks right here over this little bib, and just so it doesn't pop off, see, it's done. So this thing is locked in place. There's no way it can fall off. And you can have your phone in here, like so. My phone is way too big for it. I gotta take it out of the case. There you go. So the case was too big for it, the phone is not. And you can, like, as you fly, see, it works perfectly with the antenna. So as you fly, uh, you can record your screen and then show those videos from the recorded screen to whomever. But what DJI did, and this is really a great way to show how sort of, I would call it proactive, not reactive, but proactive on DJI's part. We all know why we record screens, right? So if we lose the drone, we get to keep the footage from the that was recorded while you're flying. But fortunately, and I love this feature, I really do. I wish every drone had something like this, but that's why we record the screens. The DJI goggles have a place where you can put in the SD card. And guess what the SD card does? It records all your flights. So technically, you don't need to record the screen anymore. So that's kind of my video for today. I wanted to show you guys these cool accessories. The only accessory I have left to order, which I hope I'm never gonna have to use it, but I want to get some extra props. So yeah, other than that, this is the main thing that I was waiting for, the extra battery for the goggles. They charge via USB-C, so any cell phone charger will charge it. Have two of these. We have multiple batteries for our drones, may as well have multiple batteries for our goggles. So that's kind of the video for today. I thank you guys for watching. I hope these videos are educational for you. I do want to ask a question though. Would you guys be interested if I do instructional videos on how to pilot drones, from basically for the beginners, from step 1 all the way to expert level? If that's interesting to you, write in the comments. I will consider it, and I will probably script a few educational videos. So somebody who's like super green, somebody who's very new to drones, will know exactly what to do, how to behave, and basically the steps involved into being very familiar and feeling very comfortable with flying drones. So if that's interesting to you, write it in the comments. I'll consider it. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to support Ukraine. I greatly appreciate it. I have a lot of people actually writing me. I get emails, I get text messages, have a lot of different information from many people, how they support Ukraine, how many of you guys actually sent drones to Ukraine. It is very great information. I am very grateful on behalf of every Ukrainian. I am very grateful for everybody who's helping in any way possible. I've had people tell me they sent like clothing, warm blankets. Doesn't matter. Any way you can help is greatly appreciated by every single Ukrainian. It is definitely one of those times that when we learn who are our friends, or basically just who are good nations. Because like I said before, we had pretty much everybody, even as far as Australia. Like Australia is like way out there, and we have Australians helping us. I think we even have Australians fighting for Ukraine at the front. We had many people from Britain come to fight for Ukraine. We had Americans come to fight for Ukraine. People of many different nations are fighting shoulder to shoulder with Ukrainians for in this war, for basically our independence, because Russia considers Ukraine a part of Russia. I don't know what kind of mentality you need to have in order to be able to think that, when Ukraine has been always independent, even when it was forced to be a part of Soviet Union, it was still considered a Republic of Ukraine. So it was part of Soviet Union, but it was its own republic. So yeah, and trust me, we also know the countries that don't support us. Believe it or not, Ukraine will not stand with Israel. Israel betrayed Ukraine. Israel is not supporting Ukraine. Other countries, I think like Syria is not supporting Ukraine. Well, Belarus, unfortunately, their cockroach of a leader is with Putin. So while we do love people from Belarus and we have a lot of soldiers from Belarus fighting on our behalf, they're cockroach of a leader, and they know the inside joke why we call him a cockroach, because of his mustache. But China, I think North Korea. So we really, I think China decided to stay neutral, but China is like supporting, China is pro-Russia under the table. It's supporting Russia under the table. But it's a very, this war was uncalled for, because Russia is justifying this war because Ukraine posed a threat to Russia. No, don't believe that. This war was uncalled for. Ukraine is an agricultural country. We try to feed the world. We export most of our grain to the world. And to attack Ukraine, that's kind of like blowing up your own fridge just because you think your fridge is going to attack you at night. It's that ridiculous. But I really appreciate all the emails. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the texts. I appreciate everything, even the monetary support. People who give money to towards drones and stuff. As I said on my other channel, I'm currently probably gonna start selling all my drones because I'm gonna see, I'm gonna make my way back to US to start the drone business. And unfortunately, I don't think I will be bringing all my drones that are here with me, because again, it's gonna be very difficult to make my way back to US. But when I get to US, I'm gonna buy a couple drones. One of them I want to be a thermal drone with a thermal camera. So I'm basically I opened up a fundraiser for that to get enough money for a thermal drone so I can start my own business, so I can feed my family. Because if I'm going to US, man, the only reason I'm going is because I'm pretty much dead broke here and I need to find a job over there. Last time I went, I did some Uber. I worked for Target. This time I'm gonna find a full-time job, probably do Uber, and probably start my own drone business. So kind of like that. So I will need to save up some money and buy myself a thermal drone, because I would want to get into drone inspections, especially with thermal camera. And I will also get another drone. So basically, like I said, like on my other channel, I need pretty much $10,000 for the drones. Currently, I have, no, I'm not gonna say I have zero. I have $400. But it's a work in progress. I'm gonna sell all my drones and see how much I have from that. But currently, I have $400. So if you guys can help me with that, if you want to support me a little bit in my, I'm not gonna call it a dream. I'm gonna call it in my pursuance of sort of financial support for my family. Because it's not my dream to basically work myself to death, because that's kind of what I'm not gonna do, as you heard me say. Full-time job, Uber, and probably start up doing the drone flights. But yeah, that's you. I'm sorry. I know I'm Ukrainian American, but that's Ukrainian mentality. I will work as hard as I have to, as much as I have to, just so my family does not have to basically suffer because there's not enough food on the table. I did that 2 years ago when I went back to US, and I worked full-time at Target, and then I did pretty much Uber every night after work. So I worked like 12 to 14 hours a day, each and every day. On my days off at Target, I worked Uber. So unfortunately, I probably have to do that again, and I just don't know exactly how I'm gonna go about it. But I want to get into drones at least part-time in US, gonna get my Part 107 license. And if I can get to where I'm doing drones full-time between YouTube and earning income with drones, that's probably when I will be happy. So that's kind of that. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to leave a like and a comment. And I will see you guys probably tomorrow.